So I was saying that, when I was young, or, like in my, whatever, it was 20s, and somewhere in my 20s, probably early 20s, and I was on General Hospital at the time. We were talking about FayeSpain. And I said, Faye picked me up and took me in, it was her T-Bird. She had not the 56 T-Bird, but a little bit later, it was a little bit bigger T-Bird. And she drove me up to Ojai, where Dr. Kurt Semmel, Semmel, lived. And he traveled not as but he would follow Krishnamurti wherever he went. And Krishnamurti was based, in Ojai, in the West Coast. So I was about having a nervous breakdown because I cried all the way up there, and then she deposited me, took me to Kurt, and Kurt, he was a nice German man. He was like a avuncular, wonderful, dear human being. Kind of balding, was divorced. He had an apartment in LA he'd come to where he had an office, because then he had his clients there, but he lived in Ojai. So anyway, I signed up with him. It's like, I want you as my shrink kind of thing, and he saved my life. I mean, he really did. But he introduced me to Krishnamurti. Do you know who Krishnamurti is?
No.
Oh my God, child. Well, I got all the, oh my God. Anyway, so over the years, I followed him, and anytime he'd come and talk in LA, or when I lived in New York, talk, not that he was, but it took me forever reading all of his books and everything, and talking a lot, because that's how Kurt Semmel was his approach in therapy, was pretty much from Krishnamurti's beliefs. And Krishnamurti pretty much said, I'm not a guru. Don't make me your God and all that stuff, let's just have a conversation. And so he would have conversations with people all over the world, and he would really cut through the shit. And not in an unkind way or anything, but in a very, like he explained, and it took me forever to get the concept, but what I'm drawn back to in my basic philosophies. And he said, our minds are so tricky that we have to look at our minds as if we are in a room, locked in a room with an asp, a snake. And you have to watch that asp every minute, because it'll get you. And our minds, try to meditate. You've tried to meditate. What happens? We go off on fucking journeys in our heads. It's just running us. So it's like somehow the concept of okay, if that's going on, and you can't make a judgment.